Mhm. 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 YouTube. Wow. That's sophisticated. Oh, your course is going to be awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome to IBUS 130. I'm Professor Wang from the International Business Department. Today, we're going to discuss globalization, poverty, and inequality issues. We're going to discuss 4 issues here. The first question is, what are the general trends of world poverty and inequality in the past 3 decades? The second question is, what roles does globalization play in world poverty and inequality? The third question we're going to discuss is, what should we do about world poverty? And finally, we'll discuss, should we care about within-country inequality? In your textbook, they discussed quite a bit about the first 3 questions, but remain silent about the 4th question, within-country inequality. But this question is the question that generated tremendous debate in many countries where income inequality has been increasing. So we'll spend some time talking about this question. The first question about general trends. This figure is from your book, chapter 11. It describes the trends in poverty measured by number of people living on less than $1.08 a day from 1981 to 2004. You can see from this figure that some regions are doing pretty well in reducing the poverty during this period of time, such as East Asia and the Pacific. But some other regions have a little bit of problem. We need to help them. One region is Sub-Saharan Africa. Another one is South Asia. But in a global level, you can see the world poverty is reducing. The second set of data that shed some light on this issue is the Millennium Development Goals Report from 2013. What is Millennium Development Goals? This is a set of goals by United Nations in 2002 through the Millennium Declaration. In this declaration, world leaders forged a commitment to combat poverty, hunger, disease, education to all the children, equal opportunities to both women and men, etc., and to achieve these goals by 2015. The first goal was related to poverty reduction. From their report in 2013, we can see that the world poverty reduction is going on, but it's better in some regions than in other regions. This chart shows the percentage of people living on $1.25 or less a day from 1990, that's what the first bar is showing, 2005, that's what the second bar is showing, and 2010, that's what the third bar is showing. In Sub-Saharan Africa, you can see the poverty has reduced from 56% in 1990 to 48% in 2010. The goal, which is what the green bar was indicating, is far from being reached. In Southern Asia, you can see they made great progress, but the goal was still not reached by 2010. If you exclude India, they have actually reached the goals. So India was where a lot of poverty is at. Southeast Asia has done a great job reducing the poverty, especially Eastern Asia. In China, they reduced poverty from 60% to 12% from 1990 to 2010. From a global level, you can see the proportion of people living in extreme poverty has been halved, which is the goal of Millennium Development. The world has reached poverty goal reduction target 5 years ahead of time. About 700 million fewer people lived in conditions of extreme poverty in 2010 than 1990. However, we need to do more because by 2015, there will be still 970 million people will be living in poverty. Sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia will each be home of about 40% of people living in poverty as well. So we need to do more. What's the general trends? General trends are the rich people are becoming richer, the poor people are also becoming richer, and those who are poor seem to be less miserable. So does that mean that the world is more equal than before? Well, it doesn't necessarily, because poverty and inequality are two different concepts. You could have poverty reduction going on, but inequality actually increasing because sometimes the rich people are getting richer much faster than poor people are getting richer. So let's talk about world inequality a little bit. The way we measure inequality is to use Gini index. Gini index can vary between 0 to 1. If Gini index is 0, that's perfect equality. That means everybody gets the same income. If Gini index is 1, that's perfect inequality. That means one person gets all the income. Normally, Gini index will be somewhere between 0 and 1. You can calculate the Gini index of a country. You can also calculate Gini index of a state like California. You can also calculate Gini index of a county like Santa Clara County. Depending on the boundary you set, you can, of course, calculate the Gini index of the whole world. Let's talk about the within country inequality. This is a chart that shows some countries' Gini index from 1960 to 2005. You can see some countries consistently have high income inequality, like South Africa, Brazil, Chile, etc. Their Gini index is above 0.5. United States is somewhere in between the lowest and highest income inequality. It's around 0.36. Also, in 1960, now it's growing a little bit. And the lowest income inequality is Finland. It is rising a little bit right here at the end now, too. Another chart that shows a snapshot of Gini index of the world in 2009. Some countries, like South Africa, the red areas you see on the chart are the countries with a high income inequality, and the orange areas also very high. It's, some Latin American countries like Brazil, Colombia, it's pretty consistent with the chart we saw before. And China, United States, in the purple area, medium level of income inequality. Just to give you an idea about how income inequality within countries is distributed around the world. What about global income inequality? It is calculated by looking at the whole world as a boundary. There are 3 ways to calculate this. This figure is also from your textbook. The first way is you line up all the people in the world from lowest income to highest income, then calculate Gini index, that you end up with that top line. In the textbook, it's called type 1. We can see the world inequality is increasing over time from 1820 to 2000. The second way to do it is to choose one ambassador. from each country, that ambassador will have the average income of that country. Then you calculate Gini index across different countries. What you get is the second line, we call type 2 on your figure. That line shows that the world inequality is increasing over time. Then the third way to do it is to take into consideration of size of the country, because some critiques says that big country and small countries are different. If South Korea has an income increase of 30%, that doesn't count as the same, shouldn't count as the same as China has income increase of 30%. So you got to take into consideration of size of the country. The result is the type 3 measure. It's the third line you see. The third line shows that income inequality is actually increasing until recently, after World War II, it's decreasing. Well, what conclusion can we get from this chart? Some people say that income inequality is reducing because the global Gini index started to decline since 2000. Also, if you look at the ratio of top 50% versus bottom 50%, and the ratio of top 10% versus bottom 10%, they both declined. That shows that the poor countries are advancing faster than the rich country is growing. So the conclusion is that if the 19th century witnessed a great divergence between the West and the rest, then the latest trend shows great reversal. Not everybody agree with that conclusion. They use a different set of numbers to back their argument. Some people say, in 1820, the richest country was about 3 times as well as the poorest country. In 1992, this advantage has widened to 72 to 1. Also, some countries has dropped to third world status, such as Poland and Hungary, and some countries even dropped to the fourth world status, like Jamaica, Ghana. The fourth world countries include 71 countries. You cannot say this kind of world is equal. The great reversal was also just a China effect, because China has witnessed great economic growth in the past 3 decades. If you take out China, then that effect has gone away. If you take out India, then the effect is even more profound. So it's not a global convergence. It's an Asian convergence. So that's the first question we're going to discuss about the general trend of poverty and inequality. Our conclusion is that we have done a great job in reducing the poverty, but we need to do more in Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, and also Southern Asia, especially India. And income inequality, some people believe it's increasing, but a lot of people believe it's decreasing. There's a great debate about that based on what kind of data they're using to back up their arguments. The second question we're going to talk about is, what does globalization play in the world poverty and inequality? Again, there are 2 sides of the story. One side of the story says, globalization has weakened the position of the poorest countries, make it difficult for them to catch up with the rich countries. After Asians take off, like China, become stronger, it's much harder for countries like Malawi to catch up. So globalization is to blame for some poverty. And some people don't agree with this. They said globalization trends accelerated in the past 3 decades. This is also the period where we experienced the great poverty reduction. Also, if globalization causes poverty, then countries that become more integrated into the world economy should do worse. And the countries who are isolated from world economy should do better. But indeed, we see the opposite. My view of this is that globalization presents opportunities for everyone, also presents threats. It's those countries who can take advantage of those opportunities and overcome the threats will thrive. Just like the famous book, The World is Flat, has once talked about. If you want to grow and flourish in a flat world, you better learn how to change and align yourself with it, as opposed to trying to resist it. So what should we do about world poverty? Every country is different. You cannot just copy other countries' experience, because each country has different traditions, different institutions, different culture. But there are several general principles that apply to every country. First of all, if you want to have economic growth, you need to protect property rights, including intellectual property rights of people, because entrepreneurship and innovation are the engines of economic growth. If you don't protect people's property rights, then nobody is willing to invest. You would not have entrepreneurship. If you don't protect people's intellectual property rights, then nobody is willing to invest in innovation, because once they come up with something new, then somebody else will copy it. They will never have a chance to recoup their research and development and make money out of it. As a result, nobody will innovate. So protection of property rights is key for economic growth. The second issue is education. You got to invest in education, because a skilled workforce is essential for any economic development. The third one is, perhaps the most important one, is stable response of a government with a sound economic policy. When China was in 1970s, it was very, very poor country. Didn't have any capital, didn't have any skilled labor force, didn't have any technology. What the government did was to open up the door, invite a lot of foreign companies to come in China, invest in technology, and provide capital, and at the same time, they provide jobs for the local people. That's the start of economic growth. But why would the foreign company go there? The government has a lot of incentives for the companies to invest there, such as giving them subsidies, lower tariff, lower tax, etc. Related issue is open society. You gotta embrace the globalization rather than isolate yourself, such as North Korea. People are still very poor there because it's isolated. The last issue, what should we do about inequality? Again, there's huge debate about this in many countries, especially in the United States. In the past few months, some people say we shouldn't care about inequality. It's healthy. It's something market economy produce. We should just let it there. Don't do anything about it. The representatives of this view include people like Tony Blair, the former UK Prime Minister, who once said, if you end up going after those people who are the most wealthy in society, what you actually end up doing is, in fact, not even helping those at the bottom end. A lot of economists also agree with this view. For example, William Butler once said that poverty bothers me, inequality doesn't. I just don't care. Here I'm going to show you a video that was aired just a few months ago about an interview with New York University law professor And he talked about how he view about income inequality and what we should do about it. Just 1 second.
Inequality. A new analysis from the Congressional Budget Office supports the idea that income inequality has grown considerably over the past few decades. The report found that household income grew by 275% between 1979 and 2007 for the wealthiest 1% of the population. For the rest of the top fifth of the country, it grew by 65%. By contrast, the bottom fifth of the population saw its income grow by just 18%. The NewsHour's economics correspondent Paul Salman has been exploring the consequences of those trends in previous stories he's done in his series. Tonight, he gets a contrarian view, suggesting inequality in a free market system may not be as bad as advertised. It's part of his ongoing reporting on making sense of financial news.
Richard Epstein, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
What's good about inequality?
What's good about inequality is if, in fact, it turns out that inequality creates an incentive for people to produce and to create wealth. It's a wonderful force for innovation. So let's just go and take somebody like Bill Gates again, or any entrepreneur. Guy earns $50 billion, right? How much consumer welfare has he created by selling products? We can estimate the amount of gains to purchases, because everybody who buys one of his products or one of Steve Jobs' products, in effect, values it more than he receives. The social gain from inequality to consumers of those goods probably dwarfs the entrepreneurial gain by a factor of 10 or 20 to 1.
So you mean the incentive for great wealth had Steve Jobs and Bill Gates create products which created so much value that it far outstripped the compensation to them?
Yes. And one of the fundamental mistakes about the egalitarians is they're so interested in trying to minimize differences that they don't understand the completely adverse effects that it has on the size of the pie.
Epstein worries about attempts to raise marginal tax rates. That is, the higher percentages paid on higher amounts of income.
You could tell the difference between a liberal and conservative by the following test. A liberal believes that changes in taxes have very little effect on production, but huge effects favorable on distribution. Folks like myself believe it's exactly the opposite. Very high tax rates, or even small changes in taxes, have very adverse effects on production, and they do very little to produce redistribution because the money gets dissipated and taken away through the political process in the ways that even the most ardent supporters of redistribution will not like.
You think that Steve Jobs and Bill Gates wouldn't have done what they've done with higher marginal tax rates?
Well, yes, because they just don't do it. They have to be able to get investors to sign up for their things. Those investors have to have disposable income. You start changing the particular policies so that there is high or marginal rates on taxable income. Two things happen simultaneously. People have less money to invest, and people will be less willing to invest it because they will get a lower rate of return.
In the period in which the American economy grew most vigorously, the United States had higher marginal tax rates, much higher capital gains rate, and more prosperity and greater economic equality.
No. First of all, the highest marginal tax rates were also accompanied with tax shelters for everybody in those rates. The second thing is that the monies that were being spent in those days were being spent in much more intelligent ways. That is, if you go and you look at either state or federal budgets and see the amount of money that is spent on what we would call standard infrastructure improvements and spent well, like the Interstate Highway Program of 1956, that was very high. The money that is spent today on infrastructure improvements of a good variety is a tiny fraction of what it was then. And the amount of money that is spent essentially on transfer payments has mushroomed enormously. The fundamental truth is the tax system is more redistributive than it was before, which will lead to a reduction in efforts, and the regulatory burden on the economy is vastly greater, and we would expect lower levels of growth.
So if inequality is good because it provides incentives to people, is equality bad because it provides disincentives?
No, it's not the equality or the inequality. It's the possibility of earning a high rate of return. which does it. And what happens is if you let people go through voluntary transactions that produce mutual gain, you will increase overall welfare, you'll improve the position of those on the bottom, but increased overall welfare will produce greater skews in income. Because in a world with genuine opportunities, you will create billionaires. In a world without it, the people at the bottom will remain where they were. There'll be nobody at the top to subsidize them, so everybody will turn out to be worse off.
Aren't many of the top 1% or 0.1% in this country rich because they're in finance?
Yes, many of the very richest people in the United States are rich because they're in finance. And one of the things you have to ask is, why is anyone prepared to pay them huge sums of money if in fact they perform nothing of social value? And the answer is that when you try to knock out the financiers, what you do is you destroy the liquidity of capital markets. And when you destroy the liquidity of those markets, you make it impossible for businesses to invest. You make it impossible for people to buy home mortgages and so forth. And all sorts of other breakdown. So they should be rich. It doesn't bother me.
Are you worried that a small number of people controlling a disproportionate share of the wealth can control a democratic system?
Oh, my God, no. If you think the rich are controlling the situation, why is it that anything more than $1 million on a home mortgage turns out to be non-deductible while the amounts that are below that are less? If one thinks that the rich dominate the particular system, why is it Obama is targeting for political advantage people with incomes over $250,000 rather than those who are under that particular figure? You're talking about 1% of the people, and they're going to win an electoral battle against the multitudes? Forget it. It's just not going to happen.
You mean to tell me that you don't think the top 1% of Americans don't have a disproportionate impact on the political process?
No, of course they have a disproportionate impact, but that doesn't mean that they control it. They also ought to have it. The last thing you would want to do in any kind of sensible society is to have a set of rules in which one man, one vote dictates over every issue. And the last thing we need is a popular democracy in which one man, one vote, and which you could have select taxes on people. Because once you could have select taxes on certain people, why not go along and say, you know, this is a wonderful mansion that Mr. Gates owns. What we ought to do is just take it and sell it off to some foreign sheik and take the money and divide it amongst ourselves.
Are you in favor of an inheritance tax?
I'm in favor of its abolition. I've said that for years. I think the estate tax is the most mad tax imaginable.
But if the point of inequality is to provide economic incentives to productivity, then why shouldn't everybody start from scratch?
Because that's starting everybody from scratch turns out to be exactly the worst way to do this thing, because it means that no parent is now going to be entitled to make investments in human capital in their children. That means you're going to try to socialize all the wealth, and once you try to do that, what will happen is that the level of excellence that you will get at the top, which is where you generate most of your future wealth, will be necessarily compromised.
Wait, but if you think that transfer payments to poorer people disincentivises them, why wouldn't transfer payments that you and I would make to our children disincentivize them?
Because I can take care of my own money and deal with my own family in a prudential and rational way, knowing this incentive, knowing who my children are. I give it to the United States government. They just give it out at random. The chances are that it will be watched and flourished is completely different.
I assume you have some sympathy for people who are increasingly falling behind?
Everybody does. The question is, you will not be able to help them through transfer payments. The only way you could help them is through increased opportunities. The rules that people put into place to protect workers strangle them.
You don't think there's any change over the last bunch of decades in the United States in the ethos that we all share as to what's fair?
No, I think there is a change. But it runs both ways. Most Americans like both things. They like to have opportunities for themselves, and they like to have guaranteed incomes for themselves. And it turns out that one of the things that is so sad today about the American ethos is that people are much more talking about the me generation of themselves instead of trying to think about this thing as a more systematic and global issue. And if you start to think about that, I'm going to quote Abraham Lincoln because I like to do that, which is he said quite rightly that you do not make the poor rich by making the rich poor.
Richard Epstein, thank you very much.
It's been a great pleasure to be here.
That was libertarian law professor Richard Epstein. He teaches at New York University.
All right, this is a relatively long video of about 9 minutes. I would like to show you because it touches upon the essence of this debate. The key points Professor Epstein talked about can come down to 3. One is inequality is necessary to incentivize entrepreneurship, and hard work. The second one is the trickle-down effect. We hear that on the radio all the time. That means that the top 1% of people are the people who actually create a lot of jobs for the bottom. And when they create the jobs, investing in those with their money, then you actually helping the bottom people. And also inequality raises the aspiration of the poor to make more of themselves. Not everybody agree with this. Indeed, many people don't agree with this, including the Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz said, "We are paying a high price for inequality that is increasingly scarring our economy." He actually wrote a book, The Price of Inequality. And also, a lot of politicians and economists don't agree that we shouldn't do anything about inequality. They would think that inequality can cause unhealthy division in opportunities and a threat to our economic growth. A lot of academia also holds the view that inequality is not good for the country's social issues. They create a lot of social problems. For example, the status anxiety and the intensity of mistrust between rich and the poor, etc. So what does the research show? The empirical research doesn't give a clear answer whether income inequality is really to blame for these social problems. So why should we care? In the video, they touched about some of these issues. Why should we care? Some people argue that if you take away $10,000 from Bill Gates and give it to a poor family, that poor family can make a greater use of that $10,000 and it won't make much difference for Bill Gates. Therefore, we should do that. Or you can imagine a lot of people don't agree with that. If you start to argue like that, you can just take away rich people's whatever and give it to poor people. Another issue is the social justice. Because a lot of these income inequality is inherited. Children who were born in poor families have less opportunity to have a better education, to go to a better college, to have a better jobs as a result. So it's not fair that poor people who were born in the poor families have less opportunities. Also, some people really worry about the top 1% of people are taking control of a political system through lobbying, through contributions, donations, etc. So two sides of the stories, each have their own arguments. I'm not going to tell you which one is right, which one is wrong. You should be able to make your own judgment. I developed two exercises for you to think about when you go home. The first one is related to world poverty, how we reduce world poverty, or how we should help some countries to reduce poverty. In the textbook, they spend quite a bit of time talking about Malawi versus South Korea. Apparently, in the past 50 years, Malawi has been stagnant in its economy, while South Korea has taken off, become almost a developed country now. What happened to these two countries? Why can't Malawi develop like South Korea? And what can Malawi learn from South Korea? That is a question I pose to you. There's a recent article written on this by Thomas Dunjan. It's free on internet. You can Google the title and find out this article that may help you to answer this question. Another question I would like you to think more about is related to our fourth question, what should we do about income inequality? we are going to zoom into United States only, even though this issue is existing in many different countries. So the first thing I want you to do is to describe the trend of income inequality in the United States in the past 3 decades, then provide 1 or 2 solutions, what we should do to reduce income inequality, or should we do anything about it at all. There are some useful readings I found. The first one, Richmond Pullman, is a very interesting article from The Economist in 2007. And the other one is more recent, in 2014. New York Times has an excellent article talking about income inequality. And there are tons of videos on YouTube also talk about this issue. I encourage you to check out those sources and think about this question. That's it for today. Thank you.